I'm off to the airport to pick up the chickens. So they're probably coming off the aeroplane now, and they'll be waiting in boxes on a pallet, and I show some ID and paperwork and they give me my chickens. 650 girls. Spend probably about 4 or 5 hours this morning just checking everything, cleaning everything, laying down newspaper and cardboard as a base so they're nice and warm, and yeah. I'm Madeleine Scott, I'm 21 years old and I run a certified organic free-range egg business with currently 2,600 laying hens, and I supply, it changes all the time, but about 700 to 1,000 dozen eggs each week to Melbourne. And when they're about 5 days old, they can have this entire room to run around in. And they're all covered in fluff at the moment. They're like little fluff balls. I remember when I was like 8 or something at the farmer's market, one of the things I thought was a challenge was how everyone would talk to my mum and dad about the chickens. I asked them how much they were, and it wasn't their business. And I used to get really upset that they didn't think they thought I was too young to sell chickens at a farmer's market. So one of the challenges I had when I went to high school in the city was the commuting. So I was commuting 2 hours in the morning to 2 hours in the afternoon, and I didn't have time to like run a business and do homework. So I got lots of detentions. I got up at 4:30 and then I went outside and checked the baby chicks and some other chickens, and loaded the van up with eggs and wool and bits and pieces, and then left at about 5:15. I spent the first 6 to 8 hours of the day driving around the city, meeting all my shops and delivering eggs. To get bigger and to produce more eggs for Melbourne's community, I needed help. I needed a machine to pack eggs, so I needed $60,000 for this machine. I knew a bank was not going to give me that because I was 19, had nothing to back me. So I went to crowdfunding. The crowdfunding campaign was a challenge in itself, like finding friends that could help me make a video. So this is where I need you. It takes me 4 hours a day. I have dyslexia, so I find it really hard to write and prepare web pages or emails. Once I had all that out of the way, I realised that I now had to actually get people to donate money, and that's really hard. You feel bad asking people for help. Being on the radio was a massive challenge. All the TV stuff I did, that was pretty scary. A day before I crowdfunded this machine, and now it takes me about an hour. I've made the enclosure a lot bigger than it was. A couple weeks ago I got a phone call and she was like, "Congratulations, you've been nominated for Farmer of the Year award." Or Egg Farmer of the Year award. They're flying me there. I'm taking my dad as my special guest. I don't know much about my competition. The only thing I do know is they're female. That's really interesting. The farming industry is very masculine based, and the average age of farmers is 58 in Australia. So to have myself being 20 and 2 other females, I'm not sure how old they are, is also really inspiring. I think this is my first ever awards of anything actually. But I don't know if I'm going to win until I get there. So I probably should just prepare a speech anyway. I've got to get a dress and a pair of shoes. I'm feeling pretty nervous, but slightly excited. I've had a bit of a disaster. I left my dress hanging on my bed so I wouldn't get creased, but I'm at the airport with no dress.
Madeleine was only 8 when she first started her egg business. After securing a small loan from her parents, she bought 20 chickens. Madeleine now has more than 900 free-range laying hens. She is passionate about organic and ethical farming And the winner of the 2015 Egg Farmer of the Year award is Kate Mason.
Now, Kate Mason is seen as a bit of an inspiration around coaching up, juggling the demands of a busy business.
Every human, I think, compares himself to someone, and I do see people who are in the city and who are living these cool lives, or they're partying all the time, they're studying, and they've got this great social life, and they're going out, every Saturday and Friday and Sunday and Monday night, and I think, wow, how cool! What a spunky life. What I'm doing, I feel like, is making a great impact, and I am, comfortable with what I do and who I am, and maybe one day I'll have a break from farming and do that crazy city life thing. But at the moment, I like staying at home. I want to make a difference in this world, and I do that by being an example and doing what I feel is the correct and right thing to do. I invite people to come out here and, meet my chickens and see how the farms run. And I also am a big advocate on Facebook. One of my biggest ones is when people come up and they ask me questions about cage farming and barn farming. And I can, tell them facts honestly, because I know the industry quite well. And they can be pretty shocked and horrified, but at the same time, I know from that day on they're not going to go and buy caged eggs. That's really cool. I don't even know what day they arrived. They arrived on a Tuesday. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 weeks. They're doing really well in the fact that they're all the same size. Often you have a problem where you get big ones and small ones. Probably on Monday, I'll move them, or even tomorrow, I'll move them into their actual adult house. I'll lock them in there for a day so they work out that's home, and then take them out to the pasture and let them free to run and do chicken things. And where are they now? In about February they'll start laying. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a blank wall, and don't feel respected at all with my opinion. And it is hard being young, but it's also fantastic because we have this energy and this passion of life in us, and we want to make a difference because this is our world now. We need to make a safe place for our next generation coming. So, keep doing it, keep trying.